The baton doesn't care about your reputation. 8 nations, 1 track, every 10th of a second on the line. Jamaica's got that legendary speed. The United States has firepower to burn. Great Britain is hungry, Germany is sharp, France is ready. But relay racing is ruthless. One stumble, one bad exchange, one moment of chaos, and a dynasty goes home empty. This race has it all. Drama from the gun, raw speed in every straight, and something on this track that nobody sees coming. Do not look away. Rickenette Steenkamp of South Africa leads off in lane 8. A fierce competitor who sets the tone for her squad on that opening leg. Asha Phillip gets Great Britain going in lane 7, vastly experienced on the relay circuit, one of the most reliable leadoff runners in this field. Estelle Raphael opens for France in lane 6, bringing genuine top-end pace to that first leg for the French squad. Gina Luckenkemper on the opening leg for Germany in lane 5, a polished and precise runner who gives her team a solid platform every single time. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce leads off Jamaica in lane 4, a living legend, world champion, Olympic champion, lining up in the relay. Micaiah Briscoe takes the opening leg for the United States in lane 3, quick out of the blocks and a strong link in a very deep American lineup. Kamila Sabura leads Poland off in lane 2, setting the tone for a squad that's been quietly building all season. Liang Xiaojing goes first for China in lane 1. The Chinese squad has a strong history of punching above their weight in relays, and that inside lane is going to demand real discipline and composure. Fraser-Pryce on that first leg could hand the baton to Jamaica with a serious lead already built. Briscoe and the Americans are loaded on legs 1 and 2. The changeover speed between those athletes could put the USA several meters clear at the halfway mark, and that kind of cushion is very hard to chase down in a race this short. Every relay comes down to that little metal tube and how cleanly it moves from hand to hand. And they're off. Fraser-Pryce blazing out of lane 4, she is flying. Great Britain moving well on the outside. But wait, Micaiah Briscoe is down. The American is on the track. USA is out of this race right here. Great Britain takes the third exchange, not the cleanest baton, but they are out front. Shannon Hilton driving hard down the home straight for Great Britain. Jamaica charging in lane 4, closing with every stride. This is not over. Hilton holds her form, pumping those arms, refusing to let Jamaica reel her in. Britain holding. Can they do it? Great Britain wins, 42.52. Gold for the home nation. Jamaica second, China third. The British squad is going absolutely wild on the track. The home crowd is on its feet, and this stadium is rocking right now. Shannon Hilton brought it home under the most intense pressure, holding off a fast-closing Jamaican anchor to seal a famous win for Great Britain in front of their home crowd. Great Britain 42.52, Jamaica 42.60, 8 hundredths of a second between gold and silver. That's how tight it gets at this level. Britain held every time Jamaica threatened, and they've earned every bit of this. The emotion here is complicated because we have to talk about Micaiah Briscoe of the United States. She went down on that first leg, clearly hurt. And you could see her trying to keep going before her body just wouldn't let her. Briscoe is up right now, being cared for trackside, and we wish her a full recovery. What a cruel moment for the American squad, a team with genuine gold medal ambitions, gone inside the first 50 meters. She showed real heart trying to push through. Now the focus shifts back to Great Britain's 4, Asha Phillip, Bianca Williams, Amani Lancequote, and Shannon Hilton, who ran a composed, disciplined race and took maximum points in the final women's track event of the evening. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, back on the track after becoming a mother, gave Jamaica a fast opening leg, and the Jamaicans were right in contention all the way to the line. But Shannon Hilton would not be caught. Great Britain's anchor dug in and delivered when the pressure was at its absolute peak, in front of a home crowd that was roaring every step of the way. The final scoreboard: Great Britain gold at 42.52, Jamaica silver at 42.60, China bronze at 42.92. Poland 4th and 43.31, France 5th and 43.34, Germany 6th at 43.43, South Africa 7th at 44.02. The United States classified as a non-finisher. This was the last women's track event of the evening, and Great Britain closed it out with gold on home soil in front of their own fans, with the crowd on its feet from the final exchange all the way to the line. Slow motion and every detail sharpens. At the gun, every team breaks clean, but your eye goes to Fraser-Pryce in lane 4, her drive phase explosive from the first stride. Asha Phillip controlled and efficient for Great Britain around the bend. Then lane 3, Micaiah Briscoe mid-stride, and something goes wrong. You can see her leg give way. She tries to fight through it, but she goes down. Hard to watch at any speed. Track the British baton now. Phillip to Lancequote to Williams, each handoff carrying pace through the zone. The Jamaican exchange into the anchor costs them, the baton moving too slowly and momentum bleeding away. Shannon Hilton takes it cleanly for Britain, and she's in full stride immediately. Jamaica closes hard, the gap shrinks, but Hilton stays locked in. Arms driving, head still. The line comes and Britain holds on. Gold for Great Britain, and this crowd absolutely loves it. A strong night for Great Britain, and warm wishes to Micaiah Briscoe as she recovers from that injury. Gold goes home with the British quartet. 42.52 right here on home soil. 0.08 of a second. That's the margin between Great Britain's gold and Jamaica's silver, and it tells you everything about how close this race actually was. But margins at the line don't tell you where races are won. This one was won in the exchange zones. Great Britain ran lane 7, the outside draw, which means they spent more of this race in the stagger, unable to see where Jamaica stood relative to them. That's a psychological burden as much as a physical one. Shannon Hilton took the anchor baton and had to run on feel, trusting her legs rather than the scoreboard. She held, and the Jamaican closer couldn't get there. 0.08, a blink. The British quartet of Asha Phillip, Bianca Williams, Imani Lancequote, and Hilton ran 42.52. That's a genuinely fast time for a relay where the exchanges weren't described as clean. The commentary noted a rough third handoff. When a team posts 42.52 through an imperfect exchange, you have to give credit to the raw speed on each leg. Clean those zones up and you're looking at a time that starts with 42.3 or better. Jamaica finished second in 42.60, and that number deserves some examination. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce led off in lane 4, which is your ideal position on a relay, inside enough to run the tangents, outside enough to see the field. Fraser-Pryce is one of the fastest women who has ever lived over 100 meters, and giving Jamaica a sharp opening leg should have put serious pressure on the rest of the field. It did, but the Jamaican changeover in the later legs was described as rough, a slow baton transfer that bled momentum at the worst possible moment. In a race decided by 0.08, that exchange cost them gold. China's bronze at 42.92 is the quiet story of this final. They drew lane 1, the tightest curve on the track, which historically suppresses times and makes the inside baton exchange feel cramped and rushed. To run 42.92 from that lane, finishing nearly 0.4 clear of Poland in 4th, suggests a well-drilled squad that ran within themselves and executed. It's not a glamorous result, but it's a professional one. Then there's what happened in lane 3. Micaiah Briscoe went down on the opening leg for the United States, and the Americans were out of the race inside the first 50 meters. The USA came into this relay with genuine medal ambitions. A DNF from that position is brutal for a program built on relay depth and speed. Briscoe's injury is the kind of moment that reminds you how fragile these events are. 4 runners, 4 individual efforts, and 1 injury anywhere on the first leg ends the whole enterprise immediately. The Americans had no way to recover because there is no way to recover. Historically, 42.52 on a home track in a championship relay final is a solid winning time. It's not a world record threat. The world record sits at 40.82, set by the United States in 2012, and Great Britain's national record is faster than 42.52. But winning a relay gold in front of a home crowd is a specific kind of pressure that doesn't show up in the numbers. The crowd at a home championship is as much a force as the competition itself, and Britain absorbed that pressure and ran through it. Fraser-Pryce's presence in this final is worth a moment of consideration. She is one of the great champions of the sprint events, a multiple world and Olympic gold medalist in the 100 meters, and she's back competing after having a child. Her involvement in Jamaica's relay squad signals she's not winding down. If Jamaica can tighten those exchange zones, they have the individual talent to win this event at the next major championship without question. Great Britain now looks toward the next cycle with a relay squad that proved it can handle pressure, imperfect execution, and a fast-closing opponent. Phillip, Williams, Lansiquot, and Hilton are an experienced group. The question going forward is whether they can find another 10th in the zones. They don't need to run perfect relays to win. They already proved that tonight, with a rough exchange and a margin of 8 hundredths. That's where the race was won. Not at the line, in the zones, in the nerve to hold form when Jamaica was closing, and in the quiet decision by Shannon Hilton to keep driving when every instinct says to look sideways. She didn't look. Britain took the gold.